Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I am going to show you how to permanently and completely fix most of the errors which you may have on your Range Rover Evoque or on your Range Rover Sport or Discovery or any other car out there which are related to the high-speed CAN communication bus which is not working on the vehicle. So right here in my case, I already found out the problem which is causing all of these electrical issues on the dashboard and on the diagnostic tool, but I'm not going to tell you all right now which is the problem in my case. I am going to show you all first the basic things which you'll have to do and check if you have a similar problem and if you want to fix it at home and with regular tools. Without any further ado, let's get right into the job. So the first thing which you'll have to check are the batteries from the vehicle, and on these newest models of the Range Rovers you'll have two batteries on the vehicle. The main battery, which is this bigger one, which in my case I already removed out from the vehicle. You'll have to use a multimeter and you'll have to check the voltage from the battery. If the voltage from the battery is above 12.5 volts, this is meaning that the battery is good. If it is under 12.5 volts, this is meaning that the battery is weak and you have to replace it as soon as possible. And also you'll have to try to check it while you will start the vehicle. So another person will have to start the vehicle and you have to check the battery in the exact same time. And if the voltage is dropping under 11 volts, this is meaning that the battery is weak and you have to replace it as soon as possible. After you finish checking the main battery of the vehicle and if it is good, you'll have to go ahead, you'll have to check the secondary battery. In my case, the secondary battery is situated right here underneath the windshield wipers, and on most Range Rover Evoques will be situated into the exact same place. In my case, the one which was installed on the vehicle was this one. This is the original one which was installed by Range Rover into the year 2014, and in my case it has zero voltage into it, it's completely dead. The start-stop functions were not working on the vehicle, and also on the diagnostic tool I had an error code which was telling me that the secondary battery is completely dead and I have to replace it as soon as possible. In my case, I bought a new one. I bought this manufacturer. It's made by X-Side and it's a very good manufacturer. It was around 60 bucks, and in my case the battery it's brand new, it's working perfectly fine, but the problem was still not fixed after I replaced the battery. So in my case the charging system is working, the battery are all good, but I still had the problem on the dashboard and on the diagnostic tool. After that, the next thing which I recommend you to do and check, it is the ABS pump. You'll have to remove the connectors, so the module should be separated from the connectors. You'll have to check all the pins. You'll have to check for any corrosion, any water into the pins, any broken wiring or something like that. If it is good, you can just plug it back into the ABS pump. After that, I recommend you to disconnect all the connectors from the transmission. You'll have around 3 connectors right here on the automatic transmission. I recommend you to disconnect them to make sure that there is no corrosion, no water, or nothing which can damage the pins from the inside of the connectors. And after that, the next thing which you'll have to check are the battery leads. Make sure that everything is looking great, no corrosion, no break into the wires or something like that. Then you'll have to check around 9 grounding spots from the chassis of the vehicle, 2 of them right here next to the windshield, then right here into the front side you'll have 6 of them, 3 on the left side and 3 on the right side. Just remove all of them, clean them and then install them back over the vehicle. And the last ground cable is located right here on the passenger side underneath the windshield wiper. In my case, I removed every single one of them, I cleaned them, I installed them back over the vehicle, but the problem was still on the diagnostic tool and on the dashboard. Moving on, the next thing which you'll have to do and check is to check all the fuses. So the main fuse box is located right here into the engine compartment. I recommend you all to check every single one of them, and if you see anything which is broken or burned in any way, just replace it with a brand new one. Moving on, the secondary location for the fuse box is right here on the right side, in my case on the passenger side, right underneath the dashboard. You'll have to go right here underneath. You'll have to remove this plastic part which is holding in only 2 plastic clips. Just pull it out, and then right underneath it will reveal all the fuses and all the connectors which are installed right here underneath the dashboard. And from this moment you'll have to disconnect all the connectors one by one, just to check for any corrosion between the connectors or for any damage into the wiring. After you finish checking all the fuses and all the connectors from underneath the dashboard and everything is good, you'll have to put everything back together. You'll have to go into the trunk, and right after you open the trunk on the left side, it will be one more panel with fuses, and some of those fuses will have relations to the all-wheel drive system. You'll have to check them, and if everything is good, you'll have to put the cover back over them. And after that, the last location to check with fuses on this Range Rover Evoque, it will be right underneath the wheel spare tire. You'll have to remove it out from the trunk, and then right into the corner, it will be another panel with fuses. In my case, I checked all the fuses, all the connectors, everything is good. All the connectors are looking great without any damage or without any corrosion between the connectors. And right now in my case, I'm not able to go into the trunk because the battery is out from the vehicle and the trunk cannot be opened without the battery, but it's not a problem. Also, in my case, I checked the connectors from the ECU of the vehicle. All the connectors are looking great. The ECU of the vehicle is looking great without any damage, debris, or without any corrosion between them. So in my case, on this vehicle, the problem which was causing all of these errors on the dashboard and on the diagnostic tool, it was a broken wire. I'm going to show you all in a few seconds where the broken wire it is. But first I'm going to assemble all the parts back over the engine. I'm going to install the batteries, the plastics, the windshield wipers and all the other parts and complete everything back from this engine bay. Then I'm going to show you all the errors from the diagnostic tool, the errors from the dashboard, and then finally I'm going to show you all the broken wire which was causing all of these problems on this car. So as you can see, everything is closed, everything is installed back over the engine bay, and from this moment I'm going to go into the vehicle and I'm going to connect my diagnostic tool and show you all what problems I had on the vehicle. So right here on the dashboard, I only have this error, the ESP light lit on the dashboard, the error codes, two-wheel drive only, traction reduced, the stability control not working, and also the HDC which is not available. Right now I'm going to connect my diagnostic tool and show you all the errors which I have on the diagnostic tool, and I can't erase them because the problem still persists on the vehicle, but after I'm going to fix the problem, all the errors will go away and the problem will be completely fixed on this car. Right here on the diagnostic tool, I have all of these errors from the vehicle, but right here on the ECU of the engine, I have those two errors because I disconnected the MAP sensor, and those are not a problem, they will go away. But right here on the ABS system, I have the high-speed CAN communication bus, which is permanent in my case. Then on the instrument cluster, again the same error, high-speed CAN communication bus. On the transmission, again high-speed CAN communication bus. And on the all-terrain control module, high-speed CAN communication bus, again permanently. So this is the error which I have on the vehicle, which is not going away because the problem still persists on the vehicle. So even if I turn off the engine or if I turn it on, the problem will not go away. The diagnostic tool will not erase the problem because it's still active on the vehicle. So as you can see, doesn't matter if the vehicle is turned on or off, the errors will not go away. The diagnostic tool is not able to erase the errors if the problem is still active on the vehicle. So like I told you at the beginning of this video, I already found out which is the problem in my case and what is causing all of these errors on the dashboard and on the diagnostic tool. So right now I am going to show you all where is the problem and how to fix it on this car. Alright everybody, so in my case, the problem which I had on this vehicle, which was causing all of these errors, is related to the Haldex unit, but not with the Haldex in particularly. The connectors which are connecting the Haldex unit to the harnesses of the vehicle, it's broken. So in my case, I already pulled it out from the top part off camera, and right now I'm going to pull it a little bit easier with only one hand. So as you can see, this is the top connector which you have to pull out, and then the smaller connector which is connecting right here over the ECU of the Haldex unit, you'll have to pull it out. And in my case, all the errors which I had on the vehicle with the high-speed CAN communication bus on the diagnostic tool and on the dashboard was all caused by this little broken wire into the wiring loom from the Haldex unit. And from this moment, I will proceed with the repairing of the broken wire. Then I'm going to install it back over the vehicle, and then I'm going to check if my problem is fixed or not. As you can see right here, the connector is completely fixed, is looking like a new one. I'm going to install it back over the vehicle, and then I'm going to check if the problem has gone away or not. Alright everybody, so as you can see, in my case the problem is completely fixed. I have no other errors on the diagnostic tool or on the dashboard. The vehicle is running great so far. Those are all the things and all the steps which you'll have to do and follow. If you have any problems related to the high-speed CAN communication bus, doesn't matter if you have a different Range Rover model or doesn't matter if you have a different car model, the things which you have to do and check are similar to this one. Thank you all very much for watching. If you liked the video and found it informative, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a comment and a like down below. See you next time.